what's up? I'm ready for Halloween from the Hills Maniacs, and today I answer the question in the title of this video, who really is the best horror movie villain? So today we're going to take a look at different horror movie villains, and we're going to rank them by the number of kills that they got, either in, if they were only in one movie, or if they were in a franchise. So obviously, the villains from the franchises will probably have higher kills than somebody who was in one movie, but I got roughly 14 of them because there was no way I was doing every single horror movie villain, because we would be here all day and I would have like 100 parts of this video. So I kind of narrowed it down, and I didn't get anybody that had like 1 or 2 kills, because that's boring. It's like, what's the point of mentioning them if they only killed 2 people? um, I will say these numbers were taken from online, so I did not, go through and watch all these movies and figure out exactly how many. So these are probably rough estimates. But I'm sure they're within the realm of where the actual kills are. And I did, I searched a couple different sites when looking for these, so I didn't just take the first number I found. So I did try and research a little bit, but, and also, I won't be including, for example, if somebody has or one of these characters is like in a book, and they get kills in the book that are separate from the kills in the movie. I won't be including those kills because I tried to get ones based off the movies, because that's what this video is about, is movie kills. So don't expect to see kills, from books and stuff. And I also tried to count confirmed kills as best I could. So if there were some that like they weren't sure if they died or something, I didn't include that number when I did the total tally. But I'll start with the person that has the lowest amount of kills on my list and go to the person with the most. And at the end, whoever has the most kills out of these characters will, in my opinion, be considered the best horror movie villain. Now again, it could just be because they're in multiple movies, but I'm gonna do that. And so I got roughly 14 of them. So the first one with 20 kills is Norman Bates from the Psycho franchise. I forget how many movies there are in the Psycho franchise, but he racked up roughly 20 kills throughout the franchise, so that's not bad. And like I said, I didn't want to go lower than 20, because it'd be kind of pointless, but that was just the first one I picked. And if you don't see your favorite horror movie villain on here, I'm sorry. Like I said, I couldn't do everybody, but I tried to get ones that everybody would know, or most people would recognize the name for. The next one, and I know you're gonna be like, oh, well, how can you count that? Because it's a different thing every time. But I'm counting the shark from Jaws. I'm counting all 4 movies, which, yeah, there were 4 of them. And I know you're gonna be like, oh, it was a different shark, so it shouldn't count. But because the main villain in all 4 movies was a great white shark, I was able to kind of group them together as one villain, even though it is a different shark throughout the franchise. So they had 22 kills between the 4 different movies. So that's not bad, not bad. Next up, with 31 kills from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, is Leatherface. I got 31 kills throughout there were multiple movies, I believe, so 31 kills throughout all of those. The next one, we go to the Scream franchise. and we get Ghostface. And again, just like the shark from Jaws, I know technically it was different people playing Ghostface in every single movie, but because Ghostface is considered the main villain um, of Scream and of the Scream franchise, I counted it as one villain. Now, if I wanted to, I could have went and counted each time, like, certain people playing Ghostface got kills, but that would have been way too confusing for this list, so I'm just grouping all the Ghostface as one. So Ghostface throughout the entire Scream franchise got 34. Next up, we go to the Hellraiser. Uh, again, I think there was a franchise or a couple movies for this. With 35 kills, we have Pinhead. I've never seen Hellraiser, so I really don't know, what it was, what it was about. But I've heard of Pinhead, and I do have a good, guess as to what he does and what happens in the movie. But I've never seen it. Next up is Chucky from Child's Play. Now, I did see when I was doing this list, I saw that there were certain kills that he got as, like, his human form before his spirit possessed the doll. And I tried not to count those, so this number might be off because of those, but when I was looking at this, I got roughly 38 as Chucky throughout the thing, as the doll throughout his series, and I obviously didn't count the Bride of Chucky or Chucky's son as getting kills on here because they're different characters. So just as Chucky as the doll is roughly 38. And I don't know I'm not going to go through the list of every single person that these people killed throughout these movies, because we would be here forever, especially once we get up to the last couple here where they get bigger numbers. I'm not going to go through and show every single kill from every movie. So if you want to, you can go look up, who every kill was, or just watch the movie and figure out who everyone is. But I can't do that for this video because this video would be way too long. The next up, we have one of my favorite horror movie characters is Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street. I know what you're thinking, why is he so low on this list? Because technically, throughout the entire franchise, including Freddy vs. Jason, Freddy only got 42 kills at most. There was a number, I think it was between like 39 and 42 on the, when I looked it up. Some said 39, some said 42, so I just went with the highest one, and if it's wrong, it's wrong, but I tried to get, just to cover those extra couple, just in case it was 42. So Freddy Krueger only got 42 kills in the entire Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and for as an iconic a character as Freddy is, I was surprised when I was looking this up that he only got 42 kills. But I mean, then again, once you think back on the movie, really each movie he's only killing a couple people each movie, so he's not going through like 30 different places and killing people and stuff. So really, I could see the number being close to 40. Next up is, okay, it's not really a character, but it is kind of the main the villain of the series, and that is Death from the Final Destination franchise. I know, I said characters, and because the premise of Final Destination is that the kids are able to cheat Death, and then Death tries to get its revenge in some way, shape, or form, I think it's fair to say that it is the main villain of the franchise, and since they are considered horror movies, I did decide to include it on this list. So, Death got 45 kills in the 5 um, Final Destination movies. And yes, technically, other people were responsible for some of them, uh, but because it's the notion of death and that's the main plot to the movie, I counted all of them, or as many as I could find. So 45 for Death from Final Destination. Next up is Leprechaun from the Leprechaun franchise. I've never seen any of the Leprechaun movies. The only reason I wanted to include this was because it's kind of a unique character. You know, who would think that like Leprechaun would be a horror character? But these movies were, and the original was played by Warwick Davis, and he's a great actor. So I figured I'd include this on this list because he did throughout the entire franchise. I've never seen any of them, so I don't know if they built off of each other. I don't know what it was, so I just kind of went with what I knew, and I just did the entire franchise and got 57 kills overall for the Leprechauns, whatever. Just the main character of Leprechaun got 57 kills throughout the franchise. And next up, we have 60 kills, and that goes to Jigsaw from the Saw franchise. Again, you could argue the point that he's not really responsible for killing the people because they make the decision as to whether or not they live or die. But because he puts them in these scenarios to where they live or die, he is credited for getting 60 kills. Technically, this would include ones where somebody else was Jigsaw, so it wasn't John Kramer's Jigsaw, but it was somebody else with the title of Jigsaw. And that's why I didn't say John Kramer, I said Jigsaw, because this would include anybody that's taken up the mantle of Jigsaw throughout the franchise. And so it's kind of like Ghostface and the shark from Jaws. You know, it's different people, but it's still the same character. So I put him on here with 60 kills. Next up, we skip to 98 kills, and we go to Silence of the Lambs with Hannibal Lecter. Again, I've never seen it, so I don't know if they all die in the movie or if they just kind of mentioned that he killed 98 people. But I'm pretty sure there's multiple movies. Yes, no, maybe, I don't know. But I don't know much about this one, so I just went with 98 because that's what I found. And if it's wrong, I'm sorry, but you know, having never seen it, I don't know if these kills happen in the movie or off camera or whatever. So I just kind of left them at 98. Next up, we're in our last 3 here. So we have, with 123 kills, we have Invisible Man. The original, I think, is how they classified it. So 123 kills goes to Invisible Man in 3rd place. In 2nd place, with 10 points more, or 10 kills more, I guess, not points, 10 kills more, 133 kills goes to Michael Myers throughout the Halloween franchise, including remakes, including Halloween 2018, so the entire franchise. Now, I know technically with 2018's Halloween, technically there's only 2 movies in the franchise, but because they have been released as movies, I counted the entire franchise where Michael Myers was the main killer. So Season of the Witch, because I don't think Michael was in that at all, won't you know, none of those kills count. And I'm talking about the actual Michael Myers. So if somebody had put on the mask and killed somebody, it wouldn't have counted. So, and I've never seen all of them, so I don't know, you know, if that's ever happened in any of these, but Michael Myers is in second. And to answer the question, who is the greatest horror movie villain? Number one, with 151 kills throughout his franchise, Jason Voorhees. Now this does include two Friday the 13th Part 2 through Freddy vs. Jason, obviously, because he wasn't in the first one. And this is just kills that we know he's committed. And I tried not to include this number for ones where somebody else is dressed as Jason. So technically, I guess Part 5 wouldn't count because it wasn't actually Jason. So this number may be off, but roughly 151 kills. And you may be asking, like, why didn't I include, Pennywise or Predator or Alien? Well, first off, Alien and Predator, there's a whole ton of all of them. So there's a couple Predators, there's a lot of Aliens, so there's no way I'm counting all of those. And there's so many movies, so there's no way I was counting every single kill that a Xenomorph got in an Alien movie. And Pennywise, it's because it's kind of confusing for Pennywise, because we see him kill so many people in the movie, and then we see dead bodies floating in the tunnel underground, and they say he's been around for thousands of years, and he comes out every 27 years or whatever. And so because of that, there may have been like over 2,000 kills, because there was that one way back when at the circus or whatever, or the state event thing that happened and a bunch of people died. So Pennywise was just too hard to calculate the exact amount that's confirmed for the movies, not counting the book ones. So I didn't want to go down that road, because if I did, then I'd have to do it for everybody else. So that's why Pennywise isn't on here. And I know, again, there's a lot of other horror movie villains that you may have liked to see on this list, and who knows, I could do a part 2 at some point, but for right now, this is where it's going. And so to answer the question again, Jason Voorhees, in my opinion, is the best horror movie villain. It could be because he's in so many movies, but it could also be just because he is, just a great killer, if that's a thing. Because he uses so many different weapons and everything. But so I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video here. Check out what else we had on Halloween already. We did trivia, we had some gaming stuff, and stay tuned for what we got going on later on in the week, because tomorrow is Hallows Eve, so there will be an inconsistencies video for the first Halloween movie that I will be putting up on this channel, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.